That should be Spain's epitaph at this World Cup. They tried to pass Russia into oblivion but succeeded only in extinguishing themselves. They set records, collectively and individually, for passes made, but what did they amount to? Their goal was an own goal, and when it came to a cruder, simpler discipline from 12 yards, they were found wanting. If Russia coach Stanislav Cherchesov actively played for penalties, maybe he is the tactical genius of this World Cup. He won a game against one of the tournament favorites, albeit one that entered in disarray and never met expectations, with a team of inferiors based on little more than heroic resistance. Yet, for all the pressure, his goalkeeper made roughly as many saves in the penalty shootout as he did in the 2 hours that preceded it, and Russia never missed from the spot during normal time or after. They won the afters 4-3, but it is worth noting their equaliser was a penalty, too. Cherchesov found 5 individuals who could hold their nerve against Spain. Fernando Hierro could not muster more than 3 from a stellar cast of players at the peak of European football. At the end, when the left boot of Igor Akinfeev saved the kick of Iago Aspas, players that had been as good as in their knees moments earlier, sprinted across the turf, the speed and power of a Russian cavalry charge, minus the horses. Questions have been asked of Russia's phenomenal fitness at this tournament, given the scandal revealed by the McLaren report, but it would be a pity if rumors were allowed to sully that moment. It is possible for aching legs to be cured by a sudden rush of adrenaline, and if Russia's progress to a World Cup quarter-final for the first time since the breakup of the Soviet Union was not capable of such inspiration, what is? When the whistle blew to conclude extra time, many in the Russian crowd celebrated as if their team had already won, which, in a way, they had. This was a squad it was feared would embarrass the nation. Would exit at the group stage, maybe without winning a game. Yet here they were, taking the mighty Spain to the limit. Not toe-to-toe, admittedly. Cherchesov's tactics had every last man behind the ball and stopped at little more than dogged resilience. Yet it was supremely effective, the organization quite superb if, at times, the tactics were primitive, huge hoof clearances upfield to nobody in particular. We have all seen games like this, however. Chelsea at Barcelona in 2012 is a favorite, and to emerge triumphant was in its own way, magnificent. Russia played as if down to 10 men, while looking as if they had 20 on the field. They were everywhere, smothering, clearing, blocking, tackling, then regrouping to go again. Oscar Tabares of Uruguay talked about possession being overrated after defeating Portugal on Saturday night. And this game is good as reduced some of football's favorite theories to the margins. Russia saw the ball no more than 20% of the time, and when they did, they hoofed it. Spain, meanwhile, rewrote the record books for passing and possession, but looked utterly crushed by their inability to break down such average opponents. Spain made the most passes of any team in World Cup history, first in 90 minutes, and then beyond. In addition, Sergio Ramos completed more than any individual, which might be the first clue about the worth of this approach. Ramos is a great defender, but he is no Iniesta. Most of his 141 passes in normal time will not have taken Spain very far. Round and round they went, as if the game was a training exercise, or the center circle was the target area. In total, Spain made 1,006 passes, 21 fewer than Russia have made in 4 matches. But sometimes less is more. Russia striker Artem Dzyuba has had 3 shots on target at this World Cup, and each has ended in a goal. And if Cherchesov gambled on dragging Spain into a random decider at the end of 2 hours play, Fernando Hierro's great gamble backfired. Iniesta has started 33 of the 34 games in Spain's last 9 major tournaments, but was left on the bench here. It didn't work. Spain were a mishmash or ideas and concepts. They had Diego Costa up front but never gave him the early service he requires. And if the aim was to pass and pass again, why was the genius distributor in the team not part of that? Iniesta was absent for the first 67 minutes of this game, by which time Spain were in a rut, and Russia growing in confidence. Rodrigo made some difference when he came on 14 minutes into extra time, forcing saves from Akinfeev, but by then nobody fancied Spain to make a breakthrough. The pressure on their shoulders in the shootout was immense. Quite how Spain got into this mess is a mystery that will confound strategists and advocates of possession football alike. They controlled the game without creating chances, and 5 minutes before halftime, had only one touch of the ball in Russia's penalty area, and it wasn't the goal. That came about through Russian defensive failings, not any great skill on Spain's part. It was started by a horribly crude and mistimed challenge by Yuri Zhirkov on Nacho on the right, resulting in a free kick. Whipped in by Liverpool target Marco Asensio, it was diverted into goal by Sergei Ignashevich, who was trying to mark Ramos at the time. For once, the Spain and Real Madrid controversialist could not be blamed for events. Ignashevich was too focused on holding his man, not focused enough on proper defending or the trajectory of the ball. He had his arms gripped around Ramos's upper torso, both men falling in the melee. The ball hit Ignashevich on a heel and diverted into his own net. Justice done. If he hadn't saved Spain the trouble of scoring, it would surely have been a penalty anyway.
Thanks for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe my channel.